A man walks into a restaurant for a blind date he never wanted. He's exhausted, broken, still grieving his wife 3 years later. His sister practically forced him here, saying he needs to start living again. He spots his date across the room and freezes. She's crying, her whole body shaking with sobs. He should leave. This is clearly a disaster. But something pulls him forward. One step, then another. She lifts her head, and his world stops. This woman is his CEO. The same CEO who's never noticed him in 4 years of working at her company. The woman who sits in a corner office on the top floor while he struggles to make rent every month. The woman who holds his career, his livelihood, his daughter's future in her hands. His mind races. What is she doing here? Does she know who he is? What she says next breaks him completely. Because in that moment, he realizes that the powerful woman everyone fears is just as broken as he is. Maybe more. Before we continue, let us know in the comment section where in the world you're tuning in from. We love seeing how far our stories reach. And if this story speaks to you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Jacob's feet carried him forward before his brain could stop them. The woman at the table had her face buried in her hands, shoulders shaking. He stopped a few feet away. "Excuse me," he said softly. "Are you okay?" The woman's hands froze. Slowly, she lifted her head. Jacob's heart stopped. Her eyes were red and swollen, mascara streaked down her cheeks. She quickly grabbed her napkin and wiped at her face, trying to compose herself. "I'm so sorry," she stammered. "This is so embarrassing." Jacob stood there, unable to move, unable to breathe. "Can I sit?" he finally managed. She nodded, still wiping her eyes. "Yes, please." Jacob pulled out the chair and sat down. His hands were shaking. The restaurant noise faded to nothing. Neither of them spoke. Finally, she looked at him more carefully, her brow furrowing. "You look familiar. Have we met before?" Jacob's throat went dry. "I work for you. Marketing department." The color drained from her face. "Oh, God." "Yeah." She pressed her hand to her forehead. I didn't know. My assistant set this up. She's been trying to get me to date for months. She just said your name was Jacob." She looked at him mortified. She had no idea. "My sister set me up too," Jacob said. "Just said her name was Natalia." She let out a shaky laugh. "This is a disaster. Do you want me to leave?" "No," she said quickly. "Please don't. I don't know what to do here." "What were you expecting?" Natalia looked at him, and something in her expression cracked. "Someone who didn't know who I was. Someone who might see me. Not the CEO, not the money. Just me." Her voice was bitter, raw. "Is that why you were crying?" Jacob asked gently. She was quiet, deciding whether to answer. Then she nodded. "I drove here thinking maybe this time could be different. That I could just be Natalia for once." She laughed hollowly. Then I realized how pathetic that was. I'm 32, successful by every measure, and I'm so lonely I can barely breathe. Jacob felt something twist in his chest. He'd spent 4 years resenting this woman, and here she was, falling apart. "I've never been loved," Natalia said, her voice breaking. "Not really. Everyone who's been with me wanted my money, my connections, never just me." She wiped her eyes. "I see people with families, with children, with someone waiting at home, and I feel this ache that won't go away." The waiter appeared, uncomfortable. "Have you folks?" "Not now," Jacob said firmly. The waiter left. "I'm sorry," Natalia said. "You didn't sign up for this." "Actually," Jacob said quietly, "I didn't either." She looked at him questioningly. My wife died 3 years ago. Allison. Brain aneurysm. She was 32. One day she was here, the next she was gone. Natalia's expression softened. Jacob, I'm so sorry. She left me with our daughter Ariel. She's 8, and for 3 years, I've been trying to hold us together, working 70-hour weeks because if I stop, I have to feel everything. He paused. My sister said I'm just surviving, not living. She's right. But you had love, Natalia said softly. Real love. I did. And losing it nearly destroyed me. They sat in the weight of their confessions. Two strangers who'd stumbled into each other's pain. What's your last name? Natalia asked suddenly. I should know, but Morrison. Jacob Morrison. Natalia pulled out her phone and typed. Her expression changed as she read. Curious, then confused, then angry. What is it? Jacob asked. You submitted a proposal 3 months ago. Client outreach restructuring. Your manager marked it low priority. It never reached the executive team. Jacob's stomach sank. I spent 2 months on that. It's brilliant, Natalia said. This could increase client retention by 15%. She looked up, her eyes flashing. Who's your manager? Richard Collins. Why? Because he buried your work. Steel entered her voice. That ends now. You don't have to. Yes, I do. Natalia interrupted. I can't fix everything. I can't bring your wife back. But I can make sure your work isn't buried anymore. I can make sure you're not invisible. Something in Jacob's chest cracked open. Why? You don't even know me. Because I know what it's like to feel invisible, Natalia said quietly. People look at me and see a title, a bank account. You go to work and people see just another employee. Not the father working himself to death. Not the man still grieving. Just someone expendable. Jacob's throat tightened. That's exactly what it felt like. I'm going to change things, Natalia said. Starting tomorrow. Collins is gone. You're getting the recognition you deserve. Just like that. Just like that. I've been blind to what's happening in my own company, but I'm not blind anymore. The waiter returned. This time they ordered, neither really looking at the menu. When he left, Jacob leaned back. This is the strangest date I've ever been on. A small smile touched Natalia's lips. Me too. Tell me about your daughter, Natalia said. What's she like? Jacob's face changed completely. She's everything. Smart, stubborn, funny. She wants to be a marine biologist one week, an astronaut the next. She plays soccer and she's terrible at it, but loves it anyway. She sounds wonderful. She is, Jacob said quietly. She deserves more than I can give her. I doubt that's true. It is. I miss her school plays for mandatory meetings, can't afford vacations. She wears clothes too small because I'm waiting for payday. He paused. And she never complains. Just smiles and says we're okay. But we're not. Natalia was quiet. What if things were different? What if you didn't have to choose between being there for her and keeping the lights on? That's not how the world works. Maybe it should be. Maybe I can make it work that way. Their food arrived. They ate slowly, conversation flowing easier now. They talked about everything. And somewhere in the middle, something shifted. They weren't CEO and employee anymore. Just two broken people finding unexpected comfort. As they finished, Natalia looked at Jacob. Would you be willing to do this again? Not as boss and employee, just as two people who understand each other. Jacob's heart did something complicated. Fear and hope tangled together. I don't know if I'm ready. I'm not either, Natalia admitted. But maybe we don't have to be ready. Maybe we just have to be willing to try. Jacob looked at this woman who'd been crying when he walked in. This CEO who was just as lost as he was. And for the first time in 3 years, he felt something other than grief. Possibility. Okay, he said quietly. Let's try. The next morning, Jacob woke up feeling different. Lighter, somehow. Like something that had been pressing on his chest for 3 years had finally loosened just a little. He made breakfast for Ariel, watched her eat her cereal while telling him about a dream she'd had about dolphins. And for the first time in a long time, he was fully present, not thinking about work, not drowning in grief, just there. "Dad, are you okay?" Ariel asked, looking at him with those big eyes that were so much like Allison's. "Yes, sweetheart, I'm okay." "You look different." Jacob smiled. "Different good or different bad?" "Different good," Ariel said, grinning with her gap-toothed smile. "You look happy." The word hit him harder than it should have. Happy. He couldn't remember the last time someone had called him that. "I had a good night," Jacob said simply. "Was it the date Aunt Jessica made you go on?" Jacob laughed. "Yeah, it was the date." "Did you like her?" Jacob thought about Natalia sitting across from him, mascara running down her face, telling him she'd never been loved. "Yeah, I think I did." Ariel's smile got even bigger. "Good. You deserve to be happy, Dad." Jacob's throat tightened. "So do you, kiddo." When Jacob got to the office, everything felt surreal. He walked through the same doors he'd walked through for 4 years, took the same elevator, sat at the same desk. But nothing felt the same. Around 10 o'clock, his phone buzzed. An email from HR. His heart started pounding. "Jacob Morrison, please report to the executive floor. Conference room A." Jacob's hands went cold. This was it. Natalia regretted everything. She was going to fire him for making things awkward, for knowing too much. He took the elevator up, his stomach in knots. The executive floor was different from the rest of the building. Nicer, quieter, the kind of place he'd never belonged. He found conference room A and knocked. "Come in," a voice said. Natalia's voice. Jacob opened the door. Natalia was sitting at the head of the table, dressed in a sharp, black suit, her hair pulled back. She looked nothing like the crying woman from last night. She looked like the CEO again. But when she saw him, her expression softened. "Jacob, close the door and sit down." Jacob did, his heart racing. "I wanted to talk to you before I made this official," Natalia said. "Last night, I told you things were going to change. I meant it. Natalia, you don't have to—" "I fired Richard Collins this morning," she said simply. Jacob's jaw dropped. "You what?" "I went through his files. Yours wasn't the only proposal he buried. He's been doing this for years, protecting his territory, making sure no one beneath him looked too good, making sure he stayed essential." Natalia's eyes were hard. "He's gone. So are 2 other managers who are doing the same thing." Jacob couldn't speak. "I'm restructuring the entire marketing department," Natalia continued, "and I want you to lead it." "What?" "I'm promoting you to Director of Marketing Strategy. Your salary is tripling. You'll report directly to me." She slid a folder across the table. "This is your new contract. Look it over. If you have questions, ask them." Jacob opened the folder with shaking hands. The numbers on the page didn't seem real. "Why?" he finally asked. "Why are you doing this?" Natalia was quiet for a moment. "Because last night, you reminded me why I started this company in the first place. Not to build an empire, not to get rich, but to create something that mattered. Something that treated people like human beings instead of numbers on a spreadsheet. She paused. I lost sight of that, and people like you paid the price. I don't know what to say. Say yes, Natalia said simply. Say yes and help me fix this place. Jacob looked at the contract again. The salary alone would change everything. He could afford a bigger apartment. He could take Ariel on vacation. He could be there for her school plays without worrying about losing his job. Yes, Jacob said. Yes, I'll do it. Natalia smiled, a real smile, the kind he'd only seen glimpses of last night. Good. You start Monday. That's in 3 days. I know. Use the time to spend with your daughter. You've earned it. Jacob stood up, still in shock. Thank you for all of this. Don't thank me yet, Natalia said. You're going to be working hard. I have high expectations. I won't let you down. I know you won't. She paused. Jacob, about last night. I meant what I said. About wanting to do it again. Jacob's heart did that complicated thing again. So did I. Are you free Saturday? There's a park near my place. We could take a walk, talk, no pressure. I'd like that, Jacob said. But I have Ariel on Saturdays. Bring her, Natalia said without hesitation. I'd like to meet her. Jacob stared at her. You want to meet my daughter? If that's okay with you. Jacob thought about it. About introducing someone new into Ariel's life. About the risk. About what it might mean. Okay, he said, finally. Saturday. The park. Saturday came faster than Jacob expected. He was nervous in a way he hadn't been since he was a teenager. Ariel, on the other hand, was excited. Is she nice? Ariel asked for the 10th time as they walked through the park. She's very nice, Jacob said. Is she pretty? Jacob laughed. Yes, she's pretty. Are you going to marry her? Ariel, I've been on one date with her. But do you like her? Jacob thought about Natalia's tears, her confessions, her vulnerability. Yeah, I do. Then that's all that matters, Ariel said matter-of-factly. They found Natalia sitting on a bench near the pond, wearing jeans and a sweater. Jacob had never seen her in casual clothes. She looked younger, more relaxed. She stood up when she saw them, and Jacob could see she was nervous too.